All right, I've got plenty of floor in here and up there to be able to work without falling off. I'll do all the floor cutting and fitting and everything after I get the roof on. So the roof, let's see. My plan is to construct a concrete dome on top of here. And I have dome molds way down there. And I don't need to use the whole thing. I just need like from here up to there. I don't super much want to build another set of molds that are smaller, even though they'd be easier to move, since I already have these ones. So one idea I'm considering, I just need to run this through my head and figure out the details, but I could bring up, I don't know, we'll start with one, bring one of these up here. It's gonna take up like half the floor. Then put the concrete on it, make a piece. Okay, that I think would be pretty easy. The difficult part of this whole situation is that once I've made one concrete piece with concrete, I'm gonna have to not touch it for like 5 days to make sure it's strong enough that I can put it up without cracking and it's not just gonna break in any of that process or after it's up. But that means 5 days per piece. If I do them one at a time, it's 40 days. Now if I can get 2 of them done at a time, that brings it down to 20 days. Now if I could make 4 pieces all at once up here, that would be 10 days. 5 days I'd put up half the dome, another 5 days I'd put up the other half of the dome. Which would be really nice, because then I wouldn't just have like one piece up here or just trying to store it or something. But obviously then I need to be able to make 4 pieces all at the same time. And I don't want to try making the pieces down there where there's lots of space and then trying to get them up here without cracking them. Because I'm pretty sure I can, take a piece of concrete stuff from up here and just stand it up very carefully, get it in place, and get the next one in place, but trying to drag them up here without cracking them, I think would be a bit of an issue. I did think about bringing a mold up here, which is going to take up half the floor, putting concrete on it, then putting some kind of separation layer, and then putting concrete right on top of that. But the difficulty there is getting one piece separated from the other piece of concrete. Even though it has a layer between, I won't just be able to slide it. I'll have to actually get in there and lift it off. It's going to be harder to get it to release than it will be to get one to come off a fiberglass thing. So if I do 4 pieces stacked right on top of each other, even with a separation layer, I think there's an unreasonable risk of cracking them. So I could bring up 4 of the molds and have like one there and the other 3 here, put concrete in one, then put another one of the molds on top of that, do another concrete piece, put another mold on top of that, just stack them up like that. Man, that's a lot of stuff to deal with. And this is not that big a space. Like, I don't know, I need to think about this. Now, if I made 4 molds like that were only as big as I needed them to be exactly, they wouldn't take up so much space up here, and I think that would be much more doable. But that would mean committing all this fiberglass and time to make the fiberglass molds for something that's going to be a one-use thing, like specifically for a dome to fit on top of this. Because generally speaking, I would want domes to be, big enough that just a different size. Like this would be just specifically for this. I could cut those, but then, that kind of wrecks those. And even if I fiberglass them back together later, that's kind of a pain in the butt. I gotta think about this. There's gotta be some good way of doing this. All right, one thing I need to do is I just need to measure the size of this measure how much of one of those dome molds I need to put fiberglass on, measure one of the dome molds, see how much of the space up here it actually takes up. Alright, I'm just going to go on a collecting information mission right now with a tape measure and a pencil. Wow, it's gorgeous up here. Oh, I love this. Oh, it's so nice. Anyway, I'm going to get my tape measure and a pencil and just start writing down some information before I even try to figure anything out. Oh, and parking my boat here, it did in fact get all the way out of the water during low tide. So while it's parked here, it should not grow any barnacles on the bottom, which frees up a little bit of time for me. I mean, it doesn't take that long to carve off the barnacles every week, but it's a little bit of extra time. You know, the whole difficulty about making this dome thing up here has to do with size, like the size of the pieces and the size of the workspace. You know, it's sort of like moving a refrigerator upstairs. Like, the refrigerator's not that heavy. It wouldn't be that heavy or that difficult to roll it, but no, it's this big thing that you have to figure out how to pick up and move through a small workspace, and yeah, it's kind of like that. So looking at the possibility of having multiple molds up on the top, they're going to be hanging off the sides. I don't want to do that. Let's get rid of it. This is basically what it's going to look like in the end. And I think I'm actually going to go back to the thing I was talking about before. So this is a full mold piece for like the fiberglass dome over there. But I only need this section here. So I might make that in 2 pieces and then do this thing here. You know, put the 2 pieces, well, I'll start over here, make the 2 pieces. The next day, take this slot out, move it to here, leave that one in just to support it. Do this piece, then take that one and jump it over the next day, take that one, jump it over the next day, just keep moving them that way. And then I should be able to do a piece every day. Might be able to get away with doing it, moving both pieces in the same day after I get a few together and it starts getting some strength. That means I must break out the wretched fiberglass. Alright, I've got a line up there, right around there where I want to go up to, and another line, it's a pencil line, I don't know if it shows up in the camera, yeah, there it is right there. So I just need to make a fiberglass thing from here to there. Do I want to do it all in one piece, then cut it in half, or do I want to do it 2 separate pieces? I don't know. Well, either way, I need to wax that thing, so I'll do that. Alright, I got 3 layers of fiberglass on here, and you know, it's floppy enough that I want to put some flanges on the side, you know, kind of like this, but they can't go the same way as these ones, so I have to come up here to find some more tiles. I know where there's more tiles. Ugh, spectacular. Well, that's pretty good anyway. Wow, there's some dry ground for you. Ooh, that'd be a good video game floor, ground, whatever. Yeah, right there. Ooh, nice work. That should be nice and strong now. Yeah. I did a much better job on the second one here. Just more efficient and less messy. First one's alright though. Although on the first one I tried putting newspapers under so it wouldn't stick. But it would have been nice if it stuck a little bit more because it was real windy and it kept peeling up and I had to keep mashing it back down until it got wet enough that it stuck. But whatever. Came out pretty good. The surface is good. That's all I really care about. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, hopefully these things will be more useful than barf. Well, maybe I should set my sights a little higher than that. Alright, if I can figure out how to use these mold pieces efficiently to make a dome, that'll mean I can relatively easily make 17-foot wide, 6-foot tall concrete domes. And that'll be really useful, especially if I want to build like a little house somewhere. Then I can put 2 or 3 foot circular wall and then the dome on top of it. Then I have a 8 or 9 foot ceiling, 17 feet diameter. Yeah. Of course, the other way to do that is to use my original molds and make whole big pieces that you just assemble. I'll probably end up trying both ways. They're not that big, so they're easy to transport, and they'll let me build the dome kind of all in one piece. Like I'll be able to put the next section built right into the previous section and just build it all the way around. Whereas if I use these mold pieces, the flanges are coming out here, so I have to make a piece, take it off, and then put it somewhere. It's not like I could have a piece and then have the next piece just come right into here, because the flange would be in the way. But the flanges go the other way in the new smaller ones.